So, have you ever wondered about your grandma? What her stories were, what her real stories were? What was she like as a little girl, as a teenager, as a married woman? How did she feel about being a mother? As she got older, what did she do? What were her accomplishments? What were her feelings? Well, I never really knew my grandmother. She died when I was young. And so there were really no stories about her, at least that I heard. And I didn't realize it. And I guess being a natural storyteller, I just began to make up stories about her. And one of the stories I made up was I have a very green thumb. And both my mother and her sister, my aunt, couldn't grow anything if their life depended upon it. So I just assumed that I got my green thumb from my grandmother. And I went through my whole life until I was in my 60s. And my Uncle Mickey, her brother, happened to hear me tell a story about how I got my green thumb from my grandmother. And he started to laugh and he said, "I don't know where you got that story, but your grandmother had the blackest thumb of anybody I know." So I don't want my grandchildren to have to go through this, to have to wonder what I was like and make up stories about me and hope they're real. And I'd really like them to get to know me, get to know the time period I lived in. And I lived, well, I'm going to be 83 on July 2nd. So I've lived a long time and I have a lot of stories to tell. And I want to tell them to my grandchildren. So that's what this is all about. I'm going to make little videos and they're not going to be very long because I happen to like short videos. And you can go when you have some time, you could watch a couple or you could just watch one and then you come away with a story. So I hope you'll join me on my little journey of the things I remember and the things I want to tell my grandchildren. And I think I'm going to have guests on my program too. I'm going to invite my grandchildren and some of my friends, and we're going to have conversations too. So I hope this will be a pleasant journey. I hope you'll join me and stay tuned for story number 1.